Hello and welcome to another update video on VeChain. Some of you attended the premiere today on the Bitcoin, in the Bitcoin video. So in the chat then, some of you asked for a VeChain update. So I thought, well, let's break it down together on YouTube. By the way, I'm testing the premiere feature more and more here with the videos. Feedback is great. If you give us feedback, that will be very helpful. I think it works well. So yeah. Keep an eye out for further premieres. Basically, it means just it's the video, but with chat functions, so you can ask live questions and stuff. Because I'm here anyway. All right, let's go. On this chart, I mean, it's not an overall bullish chart, right? This is very important to understand. When we see something like this, and people just come in, watch the video, oh, okay, look, it's bullish, and then they leave again. Whereas it's so important to understand the context. The context isn't bullish. It's not bullish, very clearly. Yeah. The overall context. This is a 3-wave move up into the all-time high and then a 5-wave decline, as far as I can identify it. And the 3-wave move up, that's not a great combination. I'm not quite sure what this is to the downside, but it doesn't look very bullish. The most bullish scenario I can identify here is that we are still working on this B wave that actually in the yellow count already topped. This is hopium, to be honest, okay? So it could be an A wave, an overshooting downside, or an overshooting B wave to the downside and a C wave up. Then honestly, the last low must hold here from the 10th of October. That's kind of low confidence, but because we are so oversold, I'm still watching for the potential. But I can tell you, this is not high confidence. I mean, if you're trading this, it has to have a stop. I mean, it's up to you, right? But this is not like, you know, this structure, potential, is, and the whole report is important. Like, don't only look at the count and the labels, right? This potential will reduce further if we break below 0.011 USD, so below the 1.1 cent level, the 78.6 FIB level. And honestly, it's just low confidence, yeah. And it's not carried by a larger degree trend. So it's just something to track, yeah, because I don't see any clear short trade setup either. So it's maybe rather a long trade setup, but it can make sense to wait for confirmation. I don't see any reason to trade this, to be honest. There are other charts that are clearer, yeah, and the VeChain chart has just not shown any strength. What it could start to show some strength, then it should be from this region between 1.1 cents and, well, the upper micro support at 1.56 cents. Because I could even, and that maybe is even more hopium, I could identify a 1-2-1-2 setup here. I'm just showing you that because this is looking like a micro 5-wave move up from the 4th of November low. The move up from the October low is questionable because there's no data in the wick. I can't, normally, it's all about the wave counting. I can't identify 5 clear waves in that wick because it's just a wick. But we have to use context, and this is possible that we've started a C wave advance. But then, yeah, as I said, we should ideally hold the 1.1 cent level. In the very short term, this could be another 1-2 setup. I don't necessarily expect it to hold. On many other charts, this looks like a 3-wave move up, so it might even form a wider wave too, yeah? But support levels are clear. Now, for further confirmation that we are turning around, at the very least, we need a break above these swing highs here. The level is 1.82 cents. And then the most meaningful level, and that's a really meaningful one, is at 2.2 cents, because that's where the selling pressure started to kick in on the 10th of October. For now, we are still below that level. I think pressure is rather downward. I don't really see a very clear, we're not starting to move towards it, not yet, right? First signal would be a break above this last swing high at 1.82 cents, however. So yeah, that's just a quick update on VeChain. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, also make sure to follow us on X for additional charts, updates, news, and much more. You can find the link in the comment section. And it takes you here to our X channel, where there's a lot of education about Elliott Wave if you want to learn Elliott Wave. There's lots of educational content, how to understand Elliott Wave, and so on. I share the patterns here and so on. You also get analysis and much more. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.